Unemployed moms versus employed moms. Let's talk about the difference. I'm coming from an executive background, and I know we can talk trash about single moms, and we can say, oh, there's a reason why they ended up single, there's a reason why they're doing it all on their own. They're just living off that welfare paycheck. What about the moms that aren't? How many single moms do you know that are talking about how they're making it, how they're doing it? We really don't think about them in the working world. This working world was not made for them. It was made for the man, the male working class. Stay late, work longer, pitch yourself into that project, prove your worth, work that overtime, work those extra hours, work from home on the weekend. I'm available for calls. I answer every email right away. I'm proving that I'm a good employee. I'm proving that I'm the next GM in line. I'm the next VP. Well, guess what? We want to talk shit about those single working moms, and we don't fucking have a right to. This working world, this methodology was not made for people with children. And whether we like it or not, that's why so many women are not having kids anymore. They're dog moms, they're cat moms. Women that want to make sure there's protection there, they want to make sure that birth control is in place because they don't want to have kids. And it's not because they don't want a legacy, not because they don't have that nurturing soul deep inside to raise a tiny human being and watch them have their first steps. It's because we've been trained in this environment that we need to have it all. And how are you going to have it all? How are you going to have it all? When you are trying to have it all, you went to Yale. You got your master's degree. You're the smartest person that you know in that topic or that subject. And yet, the daycare closes at 6. And you have to be present to be there for a presentation or a business meeting, and it goes past. What are you doing? You can't balance both. And I'm not saying these women are failures. Absolutely not. They busted their ass. They wanted it all. They believed that was a dream. It was force-fed to them on a plastic spoon. I'm saying we don't understand the modern working class. And we definitely are not doing anything to make it easier. But why don't businesses offer daycare? I mean, I worked at a country club. They had a daycare center available, but it was only for the members. I was a director. I was third in line, and I wasn't allowed to use the daycare center because they said that's a reward for not planning ahead of time. I planned ahead of time. I had a babysitter. You called me in on the weekend and said there was a very important board meeting that I needed to be there for. I'm sorry. I am a single working mom. I got a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. Do you think I'm going to leave them home alone? No. Okay? Providing childcare that already exists when I'm offering to pay for it is completely valid. Here's what I'm proposing. I built a business plan 10 years ago. Unfortunately, I was married, father of my kids, right? And he was afraid of taking a risk. I had a little black book, I had investors, and I had backing, lots of money backing, and it was for a transportation company, but he was afraid to take a risk because he didn't have to. He could work whatever hours he wanted to. He didn't have to be responsible for childcare. When I wasn't watching the children, there was somebody else watching the children, and it certainly wasn't him. My business plan is this. I'd like to build a restaurant consultation company. Let's correct that. I'd like to project further with my company because it's already built. I'm already doing it. And then I'd like to build it out to hotel ownership company. helping businesses build proper SOPs, doing employee training, rebuilding their HR team and their policies to something that's, by the way, just current and politically correct. Not just for the employer, but for the employees. For the employees, making sure they're properly paid. But the end goal of this is to build a company of other single moms. Because who do you know that busts their ass harder? Who do you know that has a longer working day than anybody else? It's a single mom. She's gonna go home, she's gonna put the kids to bed, and she's gonna finish that project, and she's gonna get it done. Why? Because she's driven, she's invested. She has everything to lose. Let's kill this phrase of, I don't have anything to lose. No, we have everything to lose. We have our legacies to lose. We have our houses to lose. We have our anonymity to lose. We have our flexible schedules to lose. And if our kids are sick for a day, we have to beg for a sick day or hope and pray that we have vacation time and we're not going to get written up because our children have fevers and a runny nose. Bullshit. I want to finish building this company. I want it to be a physical building. I want to have a daycare center inside of that building where people can drop their kids off in the morning when they come to work. They can go downstairs and have lunch with their child. They can visit with them. They can actually be a part of their schooling. And if they have to work later, their child still has care. They're not panicking about being charged $10 a minute for them being late. What a horrible thing to be reprimanded for working later. If your boss doesn't let you leave on time to pick up your child because you're not prioritizing the company, you're not prioritizing the brand, then your kid is sitting there alone at a daycare with the director calling you saying, "Excuse me, it's 6:33 and you haven't picked your child up yet. You're 3 minutes late, so that's going to be an extra $30. Is it okay if we draft your account for that on Friday?" Well, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? I guess this overtime is just going to pay for that, right? It is a sorry working world. And people say, we want women to succeed. We want to see them do well in the workforce. We fucking kill them. We kill their drive. We kill their ambition. And I just have experienced the workforce being a single working mom, helping all of these women out. Yeah, if you can come in and bartend tonight, I will slip you some cash. I will help go pick up your kid from daycare. And they've done vice versa for me. And that's how I build up a loyal team. Those are the people that still call me and still ask me, where are you going to work? Where are you at now? I'm building a brand. I'm sorry I'm not working anywhere right now concrete. Otherwise I would fucking take you with me, because those people have followed me from place to place to place, from state to state, because I have that mentality. The guy that says, oh, you're being too soft on them, you need to be hard on them, you need to tell them that, they need to be really dedicated to the job. You're killing the best employees you have, because nobody is more dedicated to the job. Well, single moms don't have to look for another job. They don't want to go to interview, hoping that maybe they're going to have some unemployment, maybe they're going to have enough savings to get by. No, they're not looking at this as a fucking vacation. They're in panic mode. How am I going to pay for the snacks for my kids? How am I going to pay for school supplies? How am I going to tell my kid we can't get that toy that we went to Target and looked at? Oh my God. That's the truth. Stop punishing these people. This working world was built off of a world of men. And it's time that I think women took over. And I'm not saying every woman that pitches in for power is the correct one. I'm not talking about politics here. I'm talking about understanding adversity. And men want to talk about being free. Ooh, oh, you shouldn't be tied to that bitch. Let's get another one. Let's get a hotter, younger model. You built this, okay? This is where we're at. There's no loyalty, and that's fine. Do what you want to do. We understand where you came from. We had kids. We decided to keep the kids. We decided to be in this role. And it's about time you just fucking owned up to the part that you're going to have to take in this. If you think women don't have to leave right at 6 o'clock to pick their kids up from daycare when they told you that in the interview, you got another thing coming. If you understand your employees, and if you give them the tools they need to work hard, they will be there for you. I would take any fucking job that said, hey, by the way, we have a built-in daycare. My God, tomorrow I would be a fucking limousine driver. I would be a housekeeper. I would do whatever that job needed me to do because it allows me flexibility and relief. Okay, are we understanding the relief portion of this? Single moms have every single bit of responsibility on their shoulders. And I'm not taking away from men. You have your own shit going on. I don't understand it, and that's why I'm not talking about your viewpoint. I'm talking about mine. What I've experienced in the last 18 years. Because before I had my own kids, I raised my siblings. I had to leave to go pick my brothers and sisters up from school on my 10-minute break. And my boss understood that. And going into the real working executive world, you're expected to just give all of that up. And that doesn't make sense. We're not encouraging real families here. So I'm building a business. It's going to be single moms. It's going to be a hospitality consultation company to start. And then, in the end, I'm going to have the biggest fucking company with the biggest fucking amount of loyalty you've ever seen. Why? Why is that? Is it because I'm going to be some fancy startup with fancy shit? No, it's because I see people as human beings. I understand that people have children and have lives and should have the ability to have that part of life brought into the working world. And that's what I'm working on. Long-term goal, that's what I'm working on. I think women should be rewarded for the work that they put in, not minimized, not put down, not saying you did this to yourself. This is the next generation we're talking about. These kids grow up in the school system and remember their mom never showing up for a recital or a concert or a school play because she was working late, or the nanny was always there. The nanny was there for her first steps. The nanny was there for his first ride on a bicycle. What does any of this mean? Why would any of us work so hard? Just to die fucking broke? And children then have to go to therapy. I think we need to see the bigger picture, and I'm creating the bigger picture. I don't give a good goddamn if anybody believes in me, but I think this is the right thing to do. And I will bust my ass for the next 10 years making this happen. So I just want to let every single mom out there know, if you're employed, I see you. I see you overworked. I see you giving everything you can to balance your schedule and be there for your kids and help with homework and worry about payroll and worry about how your boss is going to treat you the next day when you had to call out of work earlier to be there for your sick child because they had the flu and their fever was 101. And I see every unemployed mom who decided to give up their career and their dreams and their life because you wanted to be there for your kids. And you hear every side comment of, oh, she's using food stamps, she's on welfare, because I've been in both positions. I've been at the top, and I'm at the bottom. And I think I'm the only one I know with the resources and the mentality and the ability to make this happen. And so if I wanted to just do something for myself, I would, but I don't think that's the purpose of anything. I think the purpose of life is to serve others and to think outside yourself. So I just want to say I see you, I appreciate you, and I understand how you feel. And I don't care what experience you have. send me a message and follow along on the journey. And when I have the ability and I'm built up enough, or build with me, we can make this happen together, and we can be the best company this fucking country's ever seen and set the new standard. Because there's absolutely no reason why this dream can't come true. I've never had a dream that didn't come true, and this one's the most important to me. This has been the dream I've had for the last 15 years. And honestly, I don't have anyone bringing me down or talking me out of it. So this is the goal. This is the start. And honestly, with people behind me and me behind you, we can make it happen. And fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. We deserve better. We all deserve better. We deserve it.